Hey guys, so in this lesson, we are continuing with factoring and we're moving on to something known as the AC method. Basically, we're going to learn how to factor when our A value is greater than 1. And then for this lesson, you're going to need station 1. You should have your factor pairs chart. It's going to come in very handy. You should know how to take out the GCF and you should know how to factor expressions when A equals to 1. And if you are not comfortable with that, I recommend that you go rewatch those lessons so that you could be successful during this lesson. So for this lesson, I've already given you all of the notes. There are a few steps to doing the AC method. And I'm just going to be honest with you, it may seem a bit overwhelming at first. But the more that you practice it, the easier and faster that it's going to get. So I'm going to take my time going through each question. So hopefully you guys get it the more that we practice. Okay? So the first problem here, we have 3x squared plus 7x plus 4. We're going to follow the steps for the AC method that I have on your paper. All right, so step 1 is to always check for a GCF, and that is true regardless of what type of factoring you're doing or what type of expression that you have. You always want to check for a GCF. For the problems on this paper, we are not going to be having a GCF, but we will for the next lesson. Okay, so there is no GCF, so I'm going to move on to step 2. All right, so I want to multiply the A and the C terms. So let's go ahead and list those terms, the A and C terms, so that we are clear about what's happening. So our A term, remember, is the number in front of x squared, which is 3. And our C term is going to be the constant, the number without a variable, which is 4. Okay, so we're going to multiply A and C. So we're going to multiply 3 and 4. So A times C equals 12. I'm just going to put it off to the side because I'm going to use it in the next step. All right, step 3 says to rewrite the expression without the original A term and then replace the C term with the product from step 2. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite this problem now. Instead of my original problem that I have here, I'm going to rewrite it. So I'm going to write x squared. So I got rid of the 3. All right, it's going to come back later. All right, but I got rid of the 3. So I have x squared plus 7x. My B term stays the same. And then I'm changing that C term from 4 to that new product that we got when we multiplied 3 times 4. So I'm replacing that C term with 12. So after you do step 3, you should have this expression, x squared plus 7x plus 12. Okay? Step 4 is to factor the expression. So now with this expression that we have here, this is something that you know how to factor. We need to find two numbers that multiply to 12 and that also add to 7. Okay? And you should have enough practice with this to know that our answer is going to be x plus 4 and x plus 3. All right, but we're not done here. A lot of people tend to stop here. We still have to finish all of our steps. Step 5. Remember that original A term that we have off to the side that we got rid of? We need to put it back. All right, so in front of each of the x's that we have written down, we're going to put that 3 back. So instead of x plus 4, I'm going to have 3x plus 4. Instead of x plus 3, I'm going to have 3x plus 3. Cool? And then now we're at our final step, which is to identify and remove any greatest common factors from our factored expression. So for 3 plus 4, there is no greatest common factor, so I'm going to leave that alone. But for 3x plus 3, we have a greatest common factor of 3, which I can pull out. All right, so I'm going to pull out that 3, and then I'm going to get rid of it. All right, so I'm pulling out the 3, and I'm left with x plus 1. I get rid of the 3, and then my final answer is going to be 3x plus 4, x plus 1. Okay, so again, I know a lot of steps. Y'all may not like this right now, but the alternative is just guessing and checking until you get it right. And that, my friend, is even worse than what we're doing right now. Okay, let's move on to the next question. So question 2, we have 2n squared plus 13n plus 21. We're following these steps. Step 1, check for a GCF. There is no GCF for this problem. All right, step 2, we want to multiply the A and the C terms. All right, so my A term is 2. My C term is 21. And I'm multiplying A times C, and that's going to get me 42. Okay, now step 3. We need to rewrite the expression without the original A term, and then replace C with the product from step 2. So I'm going to rewrite my expression. Instead of having 2n squared plus 13n plus 21, I'm going to get rid of the 2, which was the A term. So I have n squared plus 13n. And then instead of writing 21, which was in our original problem, I'm replacing that 21 with 42. Cool. All right, so now we have n squared plus 13n plus 42. And then step 4 says to factor this expression. This is something that we know how to factor. So I'm looking for two numbers that multiply to 42, and that would add to 13. And those numbers are going to be n plus 6 and then n plus 7. Okay, we do not stop here. We still have more to go. So step 5, we're going to place the original a term back in front of each x. Okay, so our original a term was 2. I'm going to put the 2 back in front of each of our variables. All right, instead of having n plus 6, I have 2n plus 6. Instead of having n plus 7, I now have 2n plus 7. And then our final step is to identify and then remove any greatest common factors. So for my first part, 2n plus 6, I have a GCF of 2. So I'm going to take the 2, and I'm left with n plus 3. For the second part, 2n plus 7, there is no GCF that I can take out, so I'm going to leave that alone. Cool. And then I get rid of the 2, and now my answer is n plus 3, and then 2n plus 7. All right, let's do one more together, and then you'll try one on your own. Question 3, we have 5x squared minus 13x minus 6. Step 1, check for a GCF. There is no GCF. Step 2, multiply the a and the c terms. So I'm going to identify what my a and c terms are and put it off to the side. So my a term is 5. My c term is negative 6. And we need to multiply those two. So a times c, which is 5 times negative 6, is going to give you negative 30. All right, so now we're at step 3. We want to rewrite the expression without the original a term and replace c with the product from step 2. So I'm going to rewrite my expression. Instead of having 5x squared minus 13x minus 6, I'm getting rid of my a term. I have x squared minus 13x. And instead of writing negative 6, I'm writing that new product that we got, which was negative 30. All right, now we're at step 4. We're going to factor. So we need to find two numbers that multiply to negative 30, and that also would add to negative 13. All right, and once you figure those out, you should get x minus 10, x minus 3. Remember, we do not stop here. We still have 2 more steps to go. So now we need to put the original a term back in front of our variables. Okay, so the original a term was 5, so I'm going to put 5 in front of each of my variables. Okay, so instead of having x minus 10, I have 5x minus 10. Instead of having x minus 3, I have 5x minus 3. And then the last step is to identify and remove any greatest common factors. So for my first set, I have 5x minus 10. I have a GCF of 5, so I'm going to take that out. So when I take out the 5, I'm left with x minus 2. The second set, I don't have any GCF, so I'm going to leave it alone, 5x minus 3. And then I get rid of that 5, leaving me with an answer of x minus 2, 5x minus 3. Now we're moving on to question 4. So we have to factor 3x squared minus 2x minus 5. And I'd like you to pause the lesson and try this on your own. All right, so take some time out, go step by step, follow the steps that we did in the last 3 problems, and go through this, and then come back. Okay, so now let's go through this. So there is no GCF, so I'm going to skip to step 2. We want to multiply the a and the c terms. So a equals 3, c equals negative 5, and then I'm multiplying a times c, and that gets me negative 15. So now at step 3, I'm rewriting my expression, getting rid of the a term, the original a term, and replacing the c term. All right, so instead of 3x squared, I'm going to have x squared. The negative 2x stays, and instead of writing negative 5, I'm writing negative 15. Step 4 is to factor like normal. So we have x squared minus 2x minus 15. We need to find two numbers that multiply to negative 15, and that would add or subtract to negative 2. And then that's going to be x minus 5, and then x plus 3. Remember, do not stop here. We're not done. Step 5 is to put the original a term back in front of your variables. So my original a term was 3. So instead of writing x minus 5, I'm writing 3x minus 5. Instead of writing x plus 3, I'm writing 3x plus 3. Okay, and then the final step is to identify and remove any greatest common factors. So for my first set, 3x minus 5, I do not have any common factors, so I'm going to leave that alone. And then for my second set, 3x plus 3, I do have a common factor, and that common factor is 3. I'm going to pull out the 3, and I'm left with x plus 1. The last thing to do is cross out that 3, and then your final answer is 3x minus 5, and then x plus 1. All right. You got one more problem to do. All right. If you like, you should also try to pause the lesson and try to do this one on your own too. Okay. So for number 5, you want to factor 3x squared minus 14x plus 8. Okay. So step 1, identify any greatest common factors. We don't have any. All right. So we're moving on to step 2. For step 2, we're going to multiply our a and our c terms. So my a term is 3, my c term is 8. I multiply those two together and I get 24. Okay, step 3, I'm rewriting my expression, getting rid of the a term and replacing the c term. All right, so instead of having 3x squared minus 14x plus 8, I'm getting rid of the a term, and I have x squared minus 14x. And then instead of writing 8, I write 24. All right, and then step 4, we want to factor like normal. So we're looking for two numbers that multiply to 24, and that would add to negative 14. Okay, and your answer is going to be x minus 12, x minus 2. Remember, do not stop here. We still have more to go. Step 5 is to put the original a term back in front of each x. So my original a term was 3. So instead of having x minus 12, I'm going to have 3x minus 12. Instead of having x minus 2, I'm going to have 3x minus 2. And then the last thing to do is identify and remove any GCFs. So my first expression, I have 3x minus 2. I pull out my 3, and I'm left with x minus 4. And then my second set, I have 3x minus 2. There's no GCF there, so I'm going to leave it alone, 3x minus 2. So I'm going to remove that 3 that I took out from before, get rid of that, leaving me with the final answer of x minus 4 and then 3x minus 2. Okay. So again, I know that was a lot. Right? You don't have to come and tell me that it was a lot. I know that it's a lot. I need you to take this step by step by step. And I promise you with some practice, it will become easier. So if you have any questions, please come and ask me. Otherwise, please go ahead to the next assignment.